In this video, we are going to study about dispersion of light. In order to understand dispersion of light, we require a prism, a cardboard and a white sheet. This is a triangular prism. A triangular prism is a transparent medium. It has two triangular and three rectangular surfaces. Sunlight is made to pass through the small slit in the cardboard, and then when the sunlight passes through the triangular glass prism, we find that the white light splits up into 7 component colors. As you can see, the 7 component colors are violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The sequence of these colors can be remembered with the help of a short acronym which is VIBGYOR. So the process of separation of light into its component colors while it passes through a prism or a medium is called as dispersion of light. And the band of colored components of the light that you can see here, that is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. So the band of colored components of a light beam is called as a spectrum. We find that when dispersion of light takes place, even when the incident rays are directed away from the base of the prism, the emergent rays are directed towards the base of the prism. Also, refraction of light takes place twice. Once while the rays of light travel from air to glass, and then when the rays of light travel from glass into air. We find that whenever dispersion of light takes place, the red color is at the top of the spectrum, whereas the violet color is at the bottom of the spectrum. The sun gives out different kinds of rays like infrared rays, gamma rays, radio waves, visible rays. So this is the visible spectrum that you can see in the image. This is the part of light which is visible to us, and this visible light has a wavelength of about 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. As you can see in the image, red light has a maximum wavelength of 700 nanometers, whereas violet light has a minimum wavelength of about 400 nanometers. Whereas the wavelength of the other light rays, that is indigo, blue, green, yellow and orange, is intermediate, that is between violet light and red light. White light is a mixture of 7 colors. What is the function of the glass prism here? The glass prism splits up white light into 7 component colors. Now, when the light rays are incident on the air glass interface, you can see that the refraction of light is taking place. This is followed by the dispersion of white light into 7 component colors. Also, the refractive index of glass is different for different colors. Therefore, you can see that the bending of the light rays take place to different extent. It is found that light travels with a maximum speed in red color. Also, red color has a longest wavelength of 700 nanometers. Therefore, we find that the deviation or the bending of red light is the minimum, and red color is always seen at the top of the spectrum. On the other hand, violet color has a minimum wavelength of 400 nanometers. Also, light travels with a smaller or a minimum speed in the violet color, and therefore the deviation of light is maximum in violet color. So violet color will always be seen at the bottom of the spectrum. The deviation of the other colors is intermediate between the red color and the violet color. Newton showed that the reverse is also true. That is, the 7 colors of spectrum can be recombined to form white light. Now, if we take a second identical prism and place it parallel to the first glass prism in an upside down position with the first prism, and if we allow the colored band of spectrum to pass through the second prism, what do we see here? We obtain a white light on the screen on the other side of the prism. So, as the first prism produces a dispersion of white light, what is the second prism doing? The second prism combines the light of different colors in order to produce white light. So what is the net deviation which is seen at the end of the experiment? The net deviation of the ray of light is 0 in this case.